Morning, welcome back, and I'm here in Shropshire today to do my first hike of the year. Just up there behind me, it's the Stretton Skyline walk. The Stretton Skyline walk is a circuit, quite long, about 20 miles, around the town of Stretton and going up a series of hills, a bit of a roller coaster. The most famous of which is the very large long Mynd and the rather dramatic, historic Caer Caradoc. Let's get on with it. I'm starting at the village of Old Stretton. Here's the Long Mynd car park, and for those of you that don't know, the Long Mynd is a very broad based hill with a flat top spanning many miles, and we're just over here. You are here in an area called the Batches, and we're going to climb our way up onto the top. I'm Justin, by the way, and although it's pretty misty, a little bit foggy first thing, it's going to burn off and be a beautiful sunny blue sky spring day. Fingers crossed anyway. Up on the top, it's quite a nice ascent actually, a little bit slippy underfoot, but not too steep, so manageable. The mist hasn't cleared though, so it's still pretty murky, so but some nice flat walking now for a few miles. And here it joins up with the main track across the top of the Long Mynd. Well, that's Pole Bank top here, the summit of Long Mynd. It's threatening to brighten up, the sun's up there, and there's a few blue spots out to the west, but can't really see any long distance views. Can't see the Stiper stones. I can just see them in the murk, but I wanted a good view. And Caer Caradoc that way. Oh well, you can't have everything, can you? Anyway, it's a bit cold. Come on. This is Pole Cottage, not far off the top there. Bit of a shelter, very nice. Oh, this would be welcome, wouldn't it, if you're caught out in the rain. Red grouse nesting up here, haven't seen any yet. What's that up there? Blue sky? Never. the last slope down off the Long Mynd now, and the last couple of miles have been lovely, winding through those little steep sided valleys, or batches as the locals call them. Lovely. And this is a steady track down to the valley, and break time. And next stop is across on the other side of the valley. That pointy hill is Raglath Hill, pretty steep. The Green Dragon. Wonder if there are any hobbits in there. The sun's come out at last. Cheers. It's steep. Bit more left to do. I made it to the top. So this is looking over the valley that I've just come across to the Long Mynd, and it spans from there as far as the eye can see almost. It's enormous. And that's Church Stretton down in the dip in the sunshine. And a very pleasant onward stroll to the next one. I'm on the third of the Raglath Hill tops, and this is a good place to try and show you the entire circuit actually, or most of it. So down in the dip there is Church Stretton, and I parked just to the north of that in a little village, All Stretton, and then climbed up through the steep sided valleys up to the horizon over there. I don't know if you can make out a line of trees on the top. That's where I popped out, and then all the way along the top of the enormous Long Mynd to the summit pole bank, and then just past there was that little wood copse area. You can just about make that out. And then as I said earlier, I strolled down, weaving my way through the hills. Lovely walk that was, down to the Green Dragon pub. Cross the road steeply up Raglath Hill, and that was just back there, and then comes to where I'm standing now. So if I turn, you can see now in the distance the East Shropshire hills. I think the Clee Hills, Wenlock Edge is over in that direction, and then that brings me looking north to Caer Caradoc here on the left, but we're not going directly towards that. The path comes down now to the right side of this hill with a radio mast on, round the outside of it, and then up those three hills just beyond, down in the dip between that and Caer Caradoc, before carrying on to the Lawley, and then back round to the start point. Hedge cut like a pig. It's even got the twirly tail. And it's up a short steep section to that big boulder there, which is called the Caer Stone. Right, I've done those 3 or 4 little summits across the top of there, and now down, following this fence line towards Caer Caradoc, the hill at nearly the end of the walk. And I've got to say, what a fantastic hill. I think it's my favourite hill in Shropshire. I used to live in Shropshire, so I've been up most of them, and it's brilliant at everything. It's got history, it's got good looks from every aspect, it's got different ways up. There's remains of an old Iron Age hill fort up there. It's got Roman history. It was named after a bloke called Caradoc, who was an ancient British chieftain or leader of some kind who hid in a cave on the top. Oh, it's got bags of it. Not to mention it's part of a fault line which stretches from Cheshire to South Wales. I mean, what's not to like? Oh, and the views. Did I mention I quite like it? The path goes up steeply, but on a reasonable grade, given the landscape, up to those rock formations on the summit up there. Oh, that was steep, but I've reached the outer ring of the remains of the Iron Age fort, this channel here which caps the summit of the hill. Beautiful sunset. A crown of rocks at the summit. And this is the inner ring remains of the fort, right on the summit, which is dead ahead. And the summit. And looking north, there's the Lawley. Same sort of shape as Caer Caradoc, like an upturned hull of a boat. But I'm afraid I've just run out of time, and I'll have to come and see you again, the Lawley. I'm sure it'll be waiting for me. A little bonus for you dedicated and lucky few that have watched right to the end of this video. It's Caradoc's cave, just below the summit. It'll be dark by the time I get back to the car. It's probably another hour's walk or so. So chopping the Lawley off, it's still a pretty decent walk. It's about 16 or 17 miles all told across all those hills. Actually, I don't feel too bad. So taking the legs out of winter storage hasn't done them too much harm, has it? So I'll sign off on this video on the top of this brilliant hill with a sunset that's almost gone, but with more videos to come very soon. So I'll see you on the next one.